Yeah, I'm curious like how you're using AI and what you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously AI has kind of come along and took the world by storm. I think a lot of copywriters are really fearful that it was going to steal our jobs and stuff like that. And for some people, that may be true. If all you're able to write is like some vanilla, lackluster AI shit, then yeah, you're going to be replaced by AI. But I think for the majority of people, I really see it more as an advantage to us. Like I see it more as a tool, which just enables copywriters to do your job faster.
Right, yeah. So how have you been dealing with the fear that copywriters have, and probably other freelancers too, but I know you mainly deal with copywriters?
Yeah, so I think it's natural to be fearful of new technology, especially something so powerful. And it's easy to look at it and say like, oh my God, copywriting is done. I'm gonna have to go do something else, start again from scratch. It's gonna take all my jobs. I don't think I've heard a single story. I mean, I know they're out there, but I personally haven't had any of my clients or students replaced with AI yet at any point in the last 12 months. No one said my client fired me because he's using ChatGPT instead. So I think in a very real way, people have to remember that AI is super powerful, but it's not some magic bullet. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're driving a Lamborghini instead of a bicycle, but you still need to drive the thing. You still need to know how to use it. You still need to know the right prompts, the right inputs. You still need to be an actual good copywriter to even know if what it's putting out is good copy, right? If it's just pumping some shit out and you just assume it's good, you're like, yeah, sweet, send it to my list. That doesn't mean that's going to work. So I think people don't realize like business owners are still super busy. And even if they can now write emails maybe 5 times, 10 times faster, they still need to know the right inputs. They still need to be able to edit and tweak the emails and make them exactly, how they should be. Manually log in, active campaign, click, segment, list, subject line, enter in the email, send, still need to do all the automations. There's still a lot that goes into email marketing, for example, or setting up a Facebook ad. Like there's not just a copy, like how many other moving pieces are there of a Facebook ad, right? There's tons. And so still like the biggest thing I think you're helping business owners do, you're saving them time because they often don't have time to sit there and write their own stuff or use AI or whatever. And that's why they're hiring you. What I foresee is that instead of right now, the going rate is like 2K a month or 3K a month for a daily email. I use email as an example. Rather than maybe 2K, 3K a month, maybe in the future, it'll become a bit more of a commodity. So it drops from 2K, 3K a month to maybe 1,500, something like that. Maybe it drops to half, right? Because of AI and how quickly you can pump out emails in the future as AI gets a lot better. But then if you can do your work as a copywriter 10 times faster, then you can take on 10 times more clients, make 10 times more, and maybe each one's paying you half of what they used to when you were manually doing it. So you got half of 10, that's still like you're making like 5 times more money. You know what I mean? So it's like if you just become a savage at getting clients, you become adept at using AI. I think it's an incredible advantage to have as a copywriter, at least for the short to midterm future.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. Business owners still don't have time to use AI and still don't know, for the most part, most business owners wouldn't know what's good copy. And they're not going to be able to suddenly do like 10 freelance activities all on their own just because they have AI. I have another question. Don't you think it's a little ironic that if we can pump out ads and emails that are high converting even faster, we're making less money while hopefully we're making the business more money because we're able to give them more creative. So depending on how quickly they run it and how quickly they can get more sales, I mean, all that depends on how quickly buyers want to continue buying and stuff too. At some point, I think, aren't buyers going to get a little bit congested? Like, okay, like there's only so many products you can put out at one time on the market and actually have your loyal customers be able to buy them and consume them and everything. So I just think maybe it's a little ironic that we're actually offering more value by being able to do things faster, yet our pay might be cut in half. And then, yeah, like you said, you just hustle, get more clients.
I mean, that is one way it could go. It could completely stay the same rate. It could even increase, again, if you're able to write copy way faster. If we think about like the value equation from Hormozy or whatever, it's like you're providing a better service actually because you're giving the same quality or higher quality faster. And so for many business owners, that would mean you could charge more, right? So I think an important distinction to make is that for perhaps some of the mid-tier, like 7-figure businesses that you might be writing for, what I said before may well be the case. The ones who are a bit more digital marketing savvy, they know how to use ChatGPT. It's more just they don't have the time. For those people, you might have to have a bit of a rate cut and then just sign more clients to make up for it. And because you're doing the work faster, it actually is a net positive for you. But if we talk like the big boys, companies that are 8 figures, 9 figures, billion-dollar companies, 3K a month, whatever, to them, that's negligible. It's pocket change. And so for them, if you can make your emails 10% better, right? We all know like what's the difference between a top 10% copywriter and a top 1% copywriter. It's enormous. Like what's the difference in a top 10% athlete and a top 1% athlete? enormous. Entertainer, singer, it's all the same. The people in the top 10% make a living. People in the top 1% are multimillionaires. Being that extra 9% better is a world of difference, right? It's what separates the world-class pros from just experts. So in that situation, I believe if you just go after the right type of clients, the people who already have big established businesses, and you're able to provide copy quickly that is super high quality using AI and your own expertise as a frame of reference, they're not going to care about paying 2K, 3K, 5K a month. If your copy converts 10% better, what does that mean for them? 10% for them, that's millions of dollars of sales. They're more than happy to pay 3K if it makes them an extra $500,000 a month or whatever, you know?
That's a really good point. It just probably takes a lot of work to get to the point where you can get one of those clients for most people to get in the 1%.
Perhaps it's not always about skill. Yeah, obviously you need to be good, but a lot of the time it's just having the balls, frankly, to go after those bigger clients. Provided, of course, this all assumes you can actually deliver results. What I'm saying here is you don't need to be the best in the world. You know, you don't have 10 years of experience and have made $100 million in your career to be able to provide kick-ass results for a high level of business. One of my clients, Sneha, she's in India. She's still a really good copywriter, don't get me wrong, but she writes for 9-figure brands. I think we have 4 or 5 people that write for 9-figure companies. In fact, yesterday, Priyank, who's also from India, lives in Miami though, so he's fluent in English, but he just closed a sales letter for 40 grand euro, which is like 50 grand USD. He's only been doing this for like 2 or 3 years. So to be able to charge what the A-listers charge in basically 2 years of starting is pretty crazy. And so, yeah, he's damn good at what he does, but you don't need to be necessarily the top 0.1%. You don't need to be Gary Halbert to charge that. If the client has tons of traffic and that 40K sales letter is going to make them $10 million, yeah, you know, they don't care.
Yeah, totally. Cool. I guess a couple questions I have left are, how are you using AI in your business? Is there anything big? I mean, I know that you've been teaching AI to copywriters, but just for your own offers and like your own business itself.
Well, I mean, shit, even right now, I'm using Fathom.ai. Found out about it a couple months ago. Super gangster software. It basically records all of your Zoom calls, even other people's Zoom calls, like this one right now. Automatically gives you one-click instant access to the replay seconds after the meeting is over, transcribes the entire thing, and then gives you an AI-generated summary of what was covered in the call. And it's all free. So that's super gangster, really, really handy. If hypothetically I wanted to, let's say, take this interview and immediately publish it to my YouTube without having to wait for you to upload and send it to me, for example. A couple main areas. I love just using it for idea generation. If I have a list of topics or I want to word something a certain way, I always just run it by ChatGPT to see if it happens to have any good ideas. And so it can be good for like initial idea generation. For example, write me 30 topics for Reels, YouTube Shorts, or TikToks that have viral potential. And it just spits out a bunch and like maybe 20 suck, but like maybe 10 of them are like, oh, actually that's pretty good. I should make a video about that, right? So that kind of stuff. And then cold outreach for sure. We're actually building a monstrous client acquisition machine at the moment, basically like a full AI outreach machine I'm working on with one of my copywriting coaches, Nico. He has a software partner in Germany. And so they are working on this system that essentially you get a lead list from Apollo or from whatever lead gen scraping software you're using. Throw it into this, and this will basically scan the internet for all of the person's social profiles, their LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. It'll scrape information from it, the company they work at, where they went to college, what pets they have, kids they have, and it'll write a personalized cold email based on that information. And so it'll pull things from various fields in LinkedIn and essentially put them in the email in a way that makes it seem really personalized, like you wrote it to them one-on-one. And it can do that on a super huge scale. So you can email thousands and thousands of people and all the emails will be really personalized. It was previously impossible. Like outreach was either automated and generic or super targeted and specific and personalized. And so up until now, you haven't been able to have the best of both worlds. But with AI, now we actually can have thousands of personalized emails at scale. Yeah, I think that's going to change the game completely. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, sounds like something that would be really helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah, and Descript. Descript rocks. It's a video editing software that can do a lot of the heavy lifting for video editing really quickly. So it can cut out word gaps, it can cut out ums and ahs and filler words. It can even, if you said a word wrong, you can highlight the word, type a different word, and it will analyze your voice and then say that word in your voice. And so you can literally just correct audio by typing. It does a bunch of stuff like that. It's crazy. I've been using it for about 6 months. It's highly recommended.
I checked it out a while back, like probably a year ago, and I don't know, maybe I just didn't get it, but that sounds really helpful.
It wasn't as good a year ago as it is now.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's like ChatGPT.
Yeah. What's some bad advice in the industry that's conventional advice that you think is bad advice?
Geez, where do I start? There's a lot. I mean, like if you look at Reddit, for example, which is a bit of a cesspool of any community, especially like the copywriting community, it's like these people almost wear it as like a badge of honor to do everything the absolute hardest way possible. And I don't know why this happens or where it comes from. They're so extremely against getting any kind of help, like learning from mentors, buying courses. Every course seller, guru, coach is a scam. You have to take 5 to 10 years and you have to read every single copywriting book from the 1800s. And like, that's the only way to learn. And then you have to grind it out and you have to handwrite 10 emails a day. And then eventually maybe you can start offering your services for free. And then after a year of that, then you can work your way up to charging a couple dollars here and there. And I don't know, it's like they just want to do everything the hardest way possible. And I mean, sure, maybe pre-internet, that was the way you had to do it. But now it's like, man, times have changed. I think you're shooting yourself in the foot by not getting help. I believe that to be true with every area of life. If there's anything at all I want to get good at, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's business, relationship advice, whatever, my thought process is always look at someone who has what I want, who's killing it, and then see if I can buy their advice, trade my money for time, right? Because really what I'm saving is months or years of my life by shortcutting the learning curve. So that's probably the biggest mistake that I see.
I know exactly what you mean about users on Reddit and on TikTok. They're all a bunch of haters, but there are buyers lurking on those channels. So it is a gold mine to be tapped into if you're brave enough and willing enough to look for them.
Yeah, I had some fun the other day trying to set up TikTok ads for Hormozi's affiliate competition. That was a nightmare. I don't know if I was getting click farms or what. I thought I'd cracked the matrix. I was like, man, I'm getting clicks for like 1 cent. This is crazy. I'm going to destroy these other affiliates. I'll spend like $200 on ads and I'll just get 17,000 opt-ins, right? Because I got like 17,000 clicks for like $50 in ad spend. And I was like, this is broken. And then I realized that none of them actually converted into opt-ins. And so I was like, oh, TikTok, you bastard. Anyway, so I'll figure that out maybe.
I kind of wonder if, not that it's too late to be running TikTok ads, but I've noticed people talk about it more over the last year. So I wonder if the golden day of running TikTok ads is a little bit behind us, but I don't know because I never got into it either. Organic content can still do really well there. I got over 2,000 opt-ins by talking about ChatGPT back in March when it was a hotter topic. So if you piggyback off of a hot topic and you have a good lead magnet that entices people, can still be pretty big for you just posting organic content, but you have to put that time in to make all that content versus an ad that's automatically running.
Yeah, for sure. I think nowadays you really need to do both. I think they help support one another. So the content supports the ads because you get to test a bunch of stuff for free and see what pops off, right? Like I've posted maybe 50 TikToks, Reels, YouTube Shorts, whatever you want to call it, in the last few months. And I've seen some of them get 10 times, 20 times more views, right? One of them has 1,000 times more views. It just popped off, right? So knowing that, it's like, cool. Now I know what angles work. Now I know what my audience wants. Now I know what the market is interested in. Let me go make an ad about that, right? So the content feeds ads, and then likewise your ads support your content because ads drive a lot of eyeballs, and then people see that you have this huge backlog of content that they can consume, and it actually helps the ads perform better. So rather than just driving them to like some ghost website, helps build a lot of trust and credibility and that know, like, and trust factor as well.
Yeah, I think our content is a great model to follow. So I feel like I should tell people to check out your content and model it because it's always very consistent, seems pretty much daily, and it's always really good tips. Like I've implemented stuff from your posts and from your free stuff, your YouTube videos, and I've gotten results with it. So it's stuff that people can actually go and implement right away. And it's funny, it's entertaining, it's charming. So it's got like all the great elements to it.
I try my best. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we are very consistent with Instagram. Once a day, every single day for the last 5 years without fail. YouTube, I'm about as consistent as the weather in Melbourne. It's just whenever I feel like it, here's a video. I'm working on that.
Yeah, at least the videos are really good because whenever you announce them in your email list, I go and click on them and really enjoy them. So they're definitely a good channel for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, they just take a lot of work to do those videos. So if I didn't have a full-time music career that I was trying to balance with this coaching business, then I would be smashing out videos nonstop. But it's all a juggling act.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. We're going to have to hop on a different call, talk about music stuff sometime. In the meantime, where do you want people to go? Like, where should I send people to? Because I like to promote whoever it is I'm featuring.
Yeah, appreciate that. Go to my Reddit. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, probably Instagram is the best place. SEANFERRES.
Okay, sweet. I'll send people to Instagram. Thanks so much for joining me and good luck with everything you got going on. I look forward to catching up with you soon.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for this. Need to catch up.